Alright, so today we've come from Gawler, where we're staying. We've come up into the Clare Valley, into the town of Clare, and found some wetlands. It's about an hour and 40 from the caravan park, from Gawler. Straight flat road, highway, all the way through. Wheat farms all the way through, and if you keep continuing northwest, I think we're travelling, you'll end up in Flinders Ranges. But here we are at Clare, which is a very big wine area. We saw heaps and heaps of vineyards on the way in. As I said, it's about an hour and 40 minutes northwest of Gawler, where we're staying in the van. Have a look at the wetlands. There's a few other things we'll see. Sunny Clare, it's another blistering day, 33 degrees. Very warm. I think their wetlands are a bit dry.
Might be dry lands.
Yeah.
And I think it's just a walk.
It's just a loop walk, yeah. Wetlands are a bit dried up.
Got a couple of birds over there, but
yeah, I think it's pretty much hit by drought, this section. It's just a loop walk really. But not much water in there.
no.
Clare's a big wine area. Clare Valley Wines, they've got some big labels out here. And Taylor's Wines out here, if there's wine drinkers out there. Big production of wine, historical buildings and so forth. You can poke around and have a pick at, see what Clare's about. It's a larger town than we thought. It's hour and 40 minutes out of Gawler. Northwest, I think we're travelling towards Wilpena Pound and the city of Quorn, or the town of Quorn, Quorn, that way. Quorn's basically the basis of the Flinders Ranges, and then you got Peterborough, which is in the centre of the Flinders, but that's further that way. Birdhide, this is the wetlands, which is looking a bit dried up due to the heat, which is a bit of a disappointment, but anywho, show you what we can. Makes the best of it. Right down on the banks of the Murray. Someone's wetting their feet to cool. Someone's wetting their feet in the Murray. And we're looking up this way, and we think they're original structures from maybe 100 or so odd years ago, where the old jetty was, trading port jetty. But this is the mighty Murray. So this, as I said earlier, this was a trade route through to Victoria, Eucla, all that kind of area. Various people had timber on it, whatever you needed on it. And it was a trade supply route hundreds of years, 120, 30 years ago. So Morgan was a stop on the trading route between Melbourne, Adelaide, so forth. What they'd do is they'd ship it in here, and it'd go by horse and cart to the railway, which is just really literally over that hill, and from the railway it'd be shipped all over South Australia. But for the moment we're enjoying the mighty Murray, as is all the rest of the people. Let's see what else we can find. So we've now come out of Clare in an area, it's about 20 minutes out, called Farrell Flat, and we found some silo art. Big locomotive. There's silo art all the way through Victoria, South Australia. Parts of Queensland have got it too. This one's about the broad gauge railway arriving in Farrell Flat from Adelaide, 1870. So 1870 it was connected to Adelaide by railway. And this is the commemoration of such an event. It's starting to actually spit a few raindrops, which is good. Back to the art. So yeah, Farrell Flat, got connected to Adelaide in 1870, first gauged railway line. And that there is a bit of silo art to commemorate the event. Not much going on in Farrell Flat. Well, Easter Sunday, I guess. Going back on here, yeah, first connection of Adelaide to Farrell Flat, 1870. Completed at the line at Burra, which is only just down the road a bit.
The last freight service was in January 1999.
Last freight was 1999, January. That's a bit of silo art there. So from Farrell Flats, we've just driven a bit over an hour, a pretty straight, featureless highway through the dirt to the town of Burra, and we've stopped for a bit of lunch at Morgan. And Morgan's situated on the mighty Murray River. That's the Murray River. The mighty Murray. It's a balmy 37 degrees here, and as you can see, people are taking advantage of the mighty Murray. Mighty Murray River, Morgan. And we're still hour and a half out from Gore. We just take the scenic back roads and have a look around, see what's going on. So yeah, Morgan's based on shipping. This was a trading port between Melbourne and Adelaide. Way back in the 1800s. This would link up along the Murray, along the borderlines, so it would go through Victoria, etc. All the main ports, Eucla, all that sort of area that'll link through this. Morgan, not a big town. The town's really up on the hill, up over there. But yeah, there's water skiing and so forth going on the river on a 37 degree day. Pretty packed. So we come across Quarry Hill Lookout. Gives you a typical view of what the Clare Valley is. It's all brown and dry due to heat, but it's predominantly, as you can see, it's vineyards. Up this way, there's soil quarrying going on over that way. It's a quarry for different various soils, nutrient-rich soils out this way. That's why the vineyard grows so good. But that's the typical Clare Valley. Through there, if you keep going roughly through those, or just to the right of that tree, you'd end up in Wilson's Promontory. Wilpena Pound, not Wilson's Promontory. Wow. Yeah, Wilpena Pound, not Wilson's Promontory. Don't know where I dawdled there, but anyway. Yeah, Wilpena Pound's through that way. Wilson's Promontory, for those interested, is way over there. But yeah, there's wind farming right off in the distance. You can see there's wind farms up there, but yeah, this is the typical Clare Valley. Just valleys full of vineyards and the occasional sheep farm, and we passed a wheat farm as well. Come out of Morgan on our way back to Gawler. Stopped at Yadunda. Some more silo art, and this is actually the home of Colin Thiel, the guy that was the gardening expert. He was born and bred here. Bit of silo art in his memory. Yadunda on the way back into Gawler. Bit more silo art. And Nagadri, Aboriginal fella, Colin Thiel. Colin Thiel's birthplace. So in Yadunda, there's a whole corner of a park dedicated to Dr. Colin Milton Thiel. We know him as the gardening bloke, but there's a whole, he had a whole spiel of him written up here. Born at Mrs. Nabe's nursing home. Taught at Unley High School, Port Lincoln High School. He's a writer, a novelist, started in the 1940s. Storm boy.
I didn't know he wrote Storm Boy. So he's an
He's an author.
author, not a gardener. What?
He wrote Storm Boy, The Sun on the Stubble, The Shadow over the Hills. He was on TV doing gardening, but it says here he's an acclaimed author of Storm Boy. There you go. Doesn't say that he was born in 1920, so if he was still around he'd be close to 104. Doesn't say where he passed away at. Served with the RAAF as a radar mechanic in the Second World War. Doesn't say if he's passed on or not, but I think he would have done. I doubt he'd be 104 and still alive. Doesn't say where he passed away at. There you go. This is a little park dedicated to him in Yadunda. And that's him there writing Storm Boy. Mr. Percival, Mr. Ponder,